Live. We're live.
Hi.
I don't know. We're going to all this trouble for the two people that are going to watch on YouTube. Yeah, you want to do that? Or you could just push this back there. That you could be in the middle. We put the but
Okay.
oh, but you're going to need a microphone.
Yeah, I need my mic.
Is the thing.
So, for fuck's sake, you need a bigger desk and a bigger
We
camera.
need a bigger everything. Hey, you got the mic back there, kiddo?
No, where did my mic go? It's right here.
Oh, hi, Kristen.
Oh, it's between your legs.
Hey, now. That means you have to reach down there and get it.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Here we go. Okay.
I think we're about ready to start.
Well, too late. That's fine.
Okay.
This show is a fucking shit.
This will be the most watched show.
Probably because there we are.
Who's that guy?
Anything else?
I think we're good. Yes. All right.
Thank you.
You say Facebook won't let us go landscape anymore?
That's what I won't. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's my phone. I don't fucking know. But we're doing it. All right.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Go.
That's right, inmates. We're talking about Jug Face from 2013. It's coming in at 5.2 stars on IMDb. Written and directed by Chad Crawford Kinkle. This one stars Lynn Ashley Carter, Sean Young, and Larry Fessenden. Woo, buddy!
Wow, 5.2, huh?
What? You think that's high or low?
Low, actually.
Okay, me too. Good. I'm glad we agree on that part.
Yeah, I would say a 6.5.
A 6.5 for Jug Face. It's original.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it that. So we're going to start off. This is Backwoods Hillbilly Month here in the padded room. For those of you that don't know, it's this. We're jump right in to fucking backwoods horse shit because we start off in the woods with a young lady being chased by a dude, tackled by said dude, and you're thinking, okay,
Hi, Ryan.
hey Ryan,
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
you're thinking here comes like some kind of a slasher situation where he's gonna stab her in the neck or some shit. Instead, he starts whispering sweet nothings to her, and he's like, "Oh, come on, it's hard. My pecker's hard."
Mm-hmm.
And then the camera pans out, and you realize that they're right next to a big hole in the ground. By big hole, I mean like 12 foot around, probably about 12.
Like a big well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's got a bunch of sludge at the bottom.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, come on, let's go over here." So they go off in the trees and have sex.
Because a tree is so much better than a well.
I mean,
splinters.
how about like the back seat of my car? How does that sound? Let's do that. There was different areas that they could have explored other than the goddamn woods because it's gross. From there, okay, so they go and have sex, and then once they get done, they split up and they go their separate ways. They end up back at she goes back. We're gonna recognize this young lady. It's Ashley Lynn Carter. We'll remember her from Woman, Darling. What else?
Oh, she played the daughter?
Yes. In the
Oh,
Woman,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
She's pretty big on the Larry Fessenden movies. So if you're a fan of Glass Eye Picks, you'll probably recognize her. But she goes back, and we're going to run into her dad, who is played by Larry Fessenden. And he's like, "I got some good news for you. You and this fat fuck over here are going to be joined." And she's like,
No.
What the what? So what we're gathering from the start here, inmates, is that we got some kind of weirdo backwoods society happening, and they have arranged marriages. We got a bunch of campers set up all over the goddamn place. I want to be in the well now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why do you want to be in the well, Connor? That sounds like a self-esteem situation. Let's not put you in the well, okay?
Or
Kinky water stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like sludge water, Connor.
Yeah.
If
She said that.
It's not clear.
Think of that song, Hot-Blooded Chickens.
How did we get to there?
I don't know.
How did that even make sense?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Turn your mic off. Oh, it is now.
This is your
Yeah, I say what do I say before we go live? Everybody, mics on? Is everybody's mics on? Yes.
Mike's on.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, well, sorry, inmates, you missed out on Monica's musical rendition. So And then a few minutes later, the guy that she just had sex with comes out from the woods, and this is where we realize that those two are
Story.
brother and sister.
Woohoo!
This is a little funky in the backwoods, woodsy area there, which is not good.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, whatever you're into, I'm not going to judge. I'm an only child, so
Me too.
I can't say if I didn't have a hot sister, I might not try to scope her boobies or something like that. I don't know. I don't know which way I'd go with it. It's a whole other thing.
Oh, the
But
weather was hot.
all right then.
Okay.
So she's like, "Oh, great, we're gonna be." She has no choice in the matter, apparently, by the law of this weird tribe. So she has now got to get married to this fat fuck. They got to do it like within the next full moon. Now the thing is, this whole marriage proceeding is based on her being a virgin. So we know she's not a virgin because she just got down with her brother out in the woods. She runs off to the local, like a weird shack off to the side, which is apparently the arts and crafts shack.
Yeah.
And she pulls her panties down and puts some red paint in her panties. And she's like, "Oh, I got my period. Look at me." Now, if you're faking a period, the only reason to fake a period is if you're not getting a period. And if you're not getting a period, it's probably because you're pregnant.
I didn't
So-
think it was paint though. I thought it was like they were hunters, so I thought it was like blood from other.
It could
animals.
be. It could be. Either
No,
way,
it was paint because that's where he was painting the jugs.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
now, right about now, we're going to cut to a dude who is actually. This is where things get a little ooky spooky here in the back. I mean, if they're not already ooky spooky, we're going to cut to this dude who is like his eyes glaze over white, like completely white, like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. And he basically starts with some pottery, and then he makes like a thing, and then he puts it in a kiln, and then he takes it out of the kiln, and he paints it up.
Mhm.
So now we're going to cut to after the big marriage announcement, where we realize that Esther, her name's Esther, by the way, or Aster, as they call her.
Hi, Barry.
Hey, Barry's in the
Hey,
house.
Barry.
She is going to be married, so she goes to tell her friend, who we're going to recognize as the guy with the glazed over eyes in the arts and crafts shack. Now, when she gets there, she's like, "Hey, what's up?" She can't find him. So she goes and starts poking around his shack. She finds a jug made to look just like her face.
Oh, that's not good.
And she's like, "Oh, fuck me." Now, at this point in the movie, we don't know what the problem is, other than he has an uncanny ability to make jugs in the likeness of people that have recently had sex with their brothers. So it's a weird talent. It's a weird, oddly specific talent to have. I'll give you that. And incest doers of incest.
Very odd.
It's a strange thing to do. But she sees this jug. She gets all fired off. She's like, "Oh, hell no." Goes running off in the woods, hides it.
Yeah.
All right. So he snaps out of it. She goes back and tells him, "Hey, well, I'm going to be joined to that fat bastard." And he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, you ain't got no choice in the matter, so might as well get used to it." And she's like, "Man,
Just like that. Huh?
man, I don't want to do this shit." So then she goes and tells her brother that she's got to marry the fat guy. Her brother gets all bent because he's used to having sex with her, and that's pretty weird. Things it's then they have like a big party that night where they're celebrating the quote unquote joined. That these two are going to be joined, so it's a big party. They play the fucking wash rack and other stuff. Weird.
Spoons.
There was
too.
spoons, and there was like a
Yeah.
guy that had like a coat rack with a one string attached to it. Bang, 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 bring, bring. They have themselves a hell of a time. Now, while that's going on, we're going to discover that she actually has an invalid grandfather living in a trailer like a quarter mile away, and she has to, part of her chores is taking food to this guy. Now, I don't know.
I think the grandfather was the same guy that played in Breaking Bad.
Think so?
It could be.
Well, no, I know it wasn't the same.
Well, it
but
wasn't
same
Walter
character.
White. I have no
Same
idea.
character.
Anyway, this dude can't talk and he can't really wipe his own ass or anything. And apparently nobody really likes this guy because they made him live a quarter mile away from the rest of the neighborhood by himself.
Right?
What was that? Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucked up,
Poor
man.
grandpa.
Yeah, so they have their big party. She goes and talks to the grandpa, and you know, he's like out. He doesn't talk. He's basically a vegetable. She's like, "Oh fuck, Grandpa, I got to marry this fat fuck. I don't want to marry this guy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Why am I telling you?
I don't know why I'm telling you this. You're a great listener because you don't talk.
Right?
So
no opinions.
that part makes sense.
Yeah.
From there, we cut back to there's a live band down here in the south. There, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, probably lots of them.
Thank you.
Probably like that.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Thanks for joining us too, by the way.
Hi, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
So that's pretty gnarly. And now we're going to cut to the next day. Now we're going to get this via like the opening credits. We got a weird animation sequence about the jug face and the well, and it's a little vague at this point, but it's going to get better explained right now because the next day she wakes up. She's got a bunch of chores to do, to include laundry, and she's down by the I guess there's a creek or something that runs through there. She's doing the laundry. Everything's cool. She leaves for a second, and then she goes into a trance state. Her eyes go all white, and then she collapses, and we get like a weird attack sequence of her friend who was doing laundry with her, kind of getting mangled and killed by something. We don't know what. It takes like a weird turn there. I have very low self-esteem. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Connor. You're a wonderful young lady, and you have value. And I don't know what else to say right now.
Yeah, get with me. I'll build yourself.
She'll tell you. She'll get you on Four Loko. You'll have you built up in no time.
We love you, Connor.
We love you, Connor.
Yeah.
All right.
Just remember, Connor, you always are prettier than every celebrity on TV.
Most.
Because those bitches are ugly without makeup.
That's.
Remember that.
I'm gonna.
That's what I live by.
I'm gonna raise an objection. I don't know if you've seen. I can name several adult film starlets that are rather attractive without makeup.
Me?
Yeah, well, of course
you
without
show me. And
I
I'll
will.
be the judge
I will
for
do
you.
that. All right. Back to Jug
Yeah,
Face.
back to Jug
Careful,
Face.
he'll whip out his penis.
I'll do it. I'll try it right now. Son of a bitch.
It's got a mustache too.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Anyways.
All right. Anyways, back to Jug Face. Speaking of Jug Faces,
Right?
So that's pretty gnarly. This young lady gets killed by something. Now this is where things get even more ooky spooky because they find the dead body. They break out a Viking horn. They have like a gallows horn that they. It's like a first down for Minnesota, and all the weirdo townsfolk show up and they're like, "Oh God, it's a dead guy. What are we gonna do? What happened?" Like, "Oh shit. Okay." So they call the arts and crafts guy. His name is Dwight, and he's kind of he's a bit of a tard. They call him over and they're like, "Hey man, did the pit tell you anything or not?" And he's like, "I don't know. I love Dwight, by the way. He's my favorite character."
Yeah, he was the most reasonable
Yeah,
guy
he's like,
in the movie.
"I don't know. When the pit tells me something, I don't really know. I just wake up and I feel funny, but normally I find whatever I did while I was asleep, and I didn't find nothing, so I don't even know." And so they're
the point.
yeah, so they're like, "Okay, well, go check your arts and crafts shack one more time. Make sure there's not a jug face that you made." So basically, what we're getting at here, just to cut to the chase of the lore of this movie, this is a weird backwoods ass group of individuals, and it's like a community of families, and they worship this hole in the ground, the pit, and every now and then the pit demands a sacrifice. Now, there's a way to find out who the pit wants sacrificed. One of the group, one of the people there goes into a trance-like state. It's usually the arts and crafts guy. Dwight. He makes a jug in the likeness of one of the community members, and then whoever that is has to be sacrificed to the pit. I.e., they have to lean over their pit while their throat is cut and the blood goes into the pit. If that doesn't happen, then the pit gets really pissed off and starts killing people, i.e., the young lady that just got mangled somehow by something that we don't know.
Yeah, like an internal, like the guts came out.
I don't know,
really
man.
Weird.
It kind of went Evil Dead on us there
Yeah.
for a second. It was pretty nutty.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, "All right, Dwight, you go back and look into your cabin. You see if you can't find anything." He's like, "Okay." So he goes back. He starts looking around. Doesn't find anything. So
Brings a moonshine.
yeah, he's like, "Oh shit, these guys are gonna be real pissed." So he starts getting hammered.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
That's what I do.
"Well, I'm just gonna fake the." He's like, "I'm just gonna fake the funk and make my own goddamn jug face."
Oh boy.
So he makes a jug face out of the fat fuck that's got to marry Ethel.
Smart move.
Yeah. So he shows up. He's like, oh, I got this jug face here. We got to kill this guy. He shows him. And then the kid's parents are like, oh, no, what are you doing? No. And he's like, I made jug face. I don't know what you want me to do. So they kill the fat kid right there, which is good because, Ethel didn't want to marry him anyway. But at the same time,
Or reveal the secret.
Yeah. But he didn't do anything, and he's kind of the scapegoat in this whole shit show, so why kill him? Why kill anybody? It's a fucking hole in the ground, for Christ's sakes. All right, anyway, enough about that. Now, right about now is when we realize that Ethel is actually pregnant.
Oh!
How did that happen?
Anybody want to guess who the dad of this little guy is going to be? Her brother.
Oh boy!
Sorry, I pointed at you. It's,
I know.
It's actually.
It's me. Sorry.
Ladies love this fucking guy, and I don't understand why.
Even on the
Sounds
movies.
good, lady.
God damn it. Anyway, Buddy got this chick pregnant, and now she's all fucked up.
It happens.
So she's pregnant with her brother's kid, and that's nasty. And she's trying to cover it up. And this is where Sean Young comes in, who plays Ethel's mom,
Oh boy.
who routinely fingers her daughter, I guess to verify something.
That she's truly a virgin.
Okay, well, I'm assuming that what she's looking for is
Blood.
a hymen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You drop a digit in there, it's going to break, though. Am I wrong? That's what I thought. I know nothing about the vagina, so maybe that's just urban folklore. No, don't ask Monica.
I was going to say, I don't know how it works.
I thought if you got a couple digits in there, then it breaks, and then you're not. I mean, you're technically
The
still.
lining is what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're technically still a virgin, but you don't have that anymore. I don't know what the point of her fingering her daughter was.
Or was it because she was still supposedly on her period and she was looking for blood?
I don't know. I don't know what the point of that was, but it was gross and made me feel all yucky because she's like aggressively doing it.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like,
Right?
And burning her fingers with a cigarette beforehand.
why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's
Pregnant
gross.
legs.
But apparently there is some kind of like financial obligation between the two families, and if she's not a virgin when she marries the fat guy, then they get their money back or something like that. Not that it matters now anyway, because the fat guy's dead. Whenever it's just the bartender and me at the tiki bar, the bartender will put on whatever movie I want. What should be the next one? Jug Face. Richard, put on Jug Face. You're gonna love that shit. If we don't spoil it for you right now. So this poses a problem. Well, it actually clears up one problem because she doesn't have to worry about marrying the fat guy, but it poses another problem because now she's fucking pregnant with her brother's kid.
And trying to hide it.
And from her bitch mom who wants to seem to just fist her all the time.
Yeah, I'd want to hide it too.
Yeah.
Don't complain about the vagina if you
Don't have one. I'm not complaining, Connor. I'll tell you right now, I don't know anything about it.
I praise the vagina.
I love me.
Yes.
They call me Mr. Vagina in certain circles.
I don't think that's the same.
Hey, it's late night horror shows in the house. What's going on? Late night horror show.
How you doing?
We're coming at you from a different angle this week because we're all fucked up here. Sorry about that.
does take the virginity.
Never seen Jug Face. Got to see it.
God.
I'm drinking with everything. Nothing will be remembered. Okay, well,
All right.
I'll send you a thing in the morning there, Richard. Anyway, so that's pretty gnarly. Now we're going to realize how these backwoods fuckfaces support themselves. It's with moonshine.
Moonshine.
Who the fuck is buying moonshine in 2013? Why would you do? You can buy Four Loko, which is tantamount, if not maybe
Right.
a little bit better tasting than moonshine. But that's how they're doing it. They make moonshine. They take it to the local general store and sell it to the guy there, which is weird.
That is weird.
While they're doing that, though, Ethel runs in there, grabs a pregnancy test, comes out later, steals it, but she confirms that she is in fact pregnant, which is something that we could have already put together via the fake periods that she's producing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, weird stuff. Now we get another one of these weird they're not flashbacks, but they're like trance-like situations.
Yeah.
She goes into a trance again. This time, again, somebody is doing their laundry down by the creek. Somebody gets mangled by their own inside somehow and gets ripped to shreds. And when they come back to investigate, they're like, God damn it, her brother is now starting to get sick. The guy that was banging her got her pregnant. That's pretty gnarly because he's like running a fever. He runs home. He's like, Dad, what am I supposed to do? He's like, all right, come on. We're going to take you to the pit. Now, he's running a fever, which is nasty. They make him strip down naked, get in the pit, and like splash the sludge water all over himself.
Was that your favorite part, Monica?
The naked part?
Getting him all naked and putting him in the pit.
You don't get to see his dick.
No? I know.
There's
I
no
was
dick.
Like looking, I'm like, hey, show that.
She's like frame by frame. She's got one of those jeweler's loops out. I think I see something. Wait, take it back 2 frames. Bring it back 2 frames. I see this. It's a pube. I see a pube.
Rewind.
No, wait. No, forward 2 now. No, bring it back 2 more. Hold on. Let me adjust this. Oh no! What do you call a virgin in West Virginia?
What?
I don't know. The movie reminds me of a joke. What do you? I don't know, James. What do you call a virgin in West Virginia? Your sister, probably. I don't know.
Your mother.
Your mom? No, obviously not. All right, that's weird. Such a good movie for family night at church.
Yeah, oh, it's great.
I agree, Richard. So while he's down there splashing shit all over himself, whatever, as she goes into her trance-like state again, the pit does whatever it does and kills her brother. This time right in front of her dad.
Yeah.
Her dad are like, fucking holy shit.
Sound the horn.
That wasn't supposed to happen. We gave the pit the sacrifice it wanted. We killed the big fat fucker. Why is the pit still killing folks? I don't know. Especially my son, for Christ's sakes. Yeah. So they all pile into a truck. They go to Dwight's house, the arts and crafts guy. He's like, Dwight, what did you do? And he's like, I don't do nothing. I don't know what y'all talking about. And they just jump out and start kicking the shit out of him, which I thought was a bit much. I'll drink whatever is in front of me. Okay, Dirty Podcast.
Dirty Podcast.
That's us, Connor. Woohoo! A 14-year-old who can outrun her brother.
Oh, good job.
Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, well, Jim, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna use it. So he gets out, starts beating the shit out of Dwight. Dwight's like, I don't know nothing. I gave you a jug face. I don't know what you want me to do. They're like, you fucking piece of shit. You fucked us up somehow. So they take Dwight like hostage, and they tie him to a tree, and they're like, we're gonna sacrifice you in the morning, you fucko. And he's like,
okay,
all right, man. Sorry. Well, Dwight, to be fair, Dwight comes clean about the fat guy. He's like, y'all wanted a jug face, and I didn't know what to do, so I got real drunk, and I made you jug, and it kind of looked like the fat guy, so sorry about that. And I'm real sorry about all this.
Sorry about that.
He's like, we're going to kill you in the morning. He's like, oh, okay. All right. Then.
I'm tired of y'all anyway.
Well, that was later. But, well, they let him apparently they just let him marinate there overnight. As if like the pit itself is going to come out and take him the way it did everybody else. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't. And since that doesn't happen, Ethel's like, well, fuck this shit, man. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. So she cuts Dwight loose, and they just haul ass out of there. They grab like 2 bottles of the moonshine, and they're out. Yeah. So they make it all the way to town the next morning. They make it to the general store, thinking they're going to sell the moonshine that they stole for some money to get Ethel to a hospital to find out what's up with the baby.
Yeah.
Which is a solid
plan.
It's a solid plan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the asshole that runs the general store is like, I got an arrangement worked out with your daddy, and I'm not going to go back on that. So instead of, he like tells him he's going to get him some money, but then he keeps him in the back room, and then he goes and calls Larry Fessenden, who comes up with a couple of his thugs, and they've all got guns, and they recapture Ethel and Dwight. So they take them back to the weird compound area, string them up, whip them, which is pretty gnarly. Brutal. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And they're like, we're going to sacrifice you both in the pit in the morning. And they're like, oh, God. Well, actually, they're only going to sacrifice Dwight. They actually chain him up. They take Ethel back to her mom's house. While she's like getting her wounds tended to, she miscarries. right there in the bathtub. Fetus comes out and everything. It's fucking gross. And they're like, oh shit, you ain't a virgin after all, you little slut. And she beats her around. In comes Larry Fessenden. He's like, who's that baby from? And she's like, it's from Jessup, my brother. I'm sorry. And they're like, bullshit, it's from Dwight, ain't it? You've been spending too much time with that tard. So they go and they tie her up to the thing and the tree stump next to the pit, as if the pit is going to come alive and kill them anyway.
Right.
Now, about this time is when the old
whip them dicks out. That's right, Connor.
hey, hey,
Hey-o.
I didn't tell you what they were whipping them with. You draw your own conclusions, baby doll. Now this part's pretty weird because now she starts having flashbacks to somebody they call the shunned boy. It's not, they're more like visions. They're not flashbacks.
Right.
And it's like a ghost kid of somebody that I think was supposed to be sacrificed to the pit at one point, but he was like, fuck that, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And now he's trapped in like this ether realm.
Remind me of
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
He looked very spritey. You know, he had like a loincloth made of leaves and
was
shit.
like a shadow.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, and he was like naked most of the time. But he's like, "Hey, man, the pit wants you, and you know it because the jug face was you the whole time. So why don't you just fess up? You don't have a baby anymore, so you might as well just get sacrificed, and at least save the rest of your community here, because otherwise the pit's going to wreck everything." And she's like, well, shit, you're right. I tell you what, if I let them sacrifice me, will they let Dwight here go? And Dwight's like, oh, don't you do that, girl. They're going to sacrifice me. You go ahead and get on out of here. Go live your life somewhere.
I love you.
I think I love you. And she's like, no, dude, nope, the pit wants me. It's better that I do it. So next morning comes around. They're like, all right, we're going to kill both of you bastards. And she's like, wait a minute, let me explain. I can sort this whole shit out for you. And then she comes clean. She's like, hey, man, Dwight here made a jug face. It was me. I saw it before he did. I got freaked out, so I took it and threw it off in the woods there. I'll take you to it if you want. Everybody's like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's go see the jug face. So she takes him off to the woods, finds the jug face. They're like, yeah, man, we got to sacrifice you. Sorry, not sorry, because, if you would have came clean to begin with, we would have killed you up front, and you could have saved the fat fuck and the 3 or more people that the pit killed in the process. So you're a bit of a selfish bitch, and sorry, but we're going to kill you now anyway. If you would have just came clean up front, then you could have saved all these other people. But no, you want to be a bitch about it.
And he still wouldn't have been married to
Yeah, you would have got out of the marriage one way or the other.
Right.
So the only difference is
really.
whether you want to get sacrificed while you're pregnant or after you miscarry. That's really the only thing you got going for you. She's like, all right, yeah, sorry. So they kill her, slit her throat, let her bleed out into the well. And then after that, we just kind of cut to, I guess they just cut Dwight loose, and he just goes back to his arts and crafts shack.
The usual.
Yeah, back to business. And that's pretty much the end of your movie right there, kids.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Jugface?
I liked it, actually.
I liked it too. Monica says no.
I like the whole, we didn't talk about it, but the fetus that was inside of her was one of the jug faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody knew what that meant. So
Right.
I'm wondering.
He off to the side, like, well, nobody is pregnant.
Yeah.
Nobody had a baby. Is what
She
he said.
wouldn't fess up to the pregnancy
Right.
either. So what I'm wondering is if they had just aborted and tossed the leavings into the pit, I wonder if that would have
left her alone.
Yes.
No.
But Dwight never came clean with the fetus.
Right.
jug.
He was just like, what the shit is this?
Yeah.
I'll just put it off to the side.
Yeah, and that was like a couple weeks before he made the Ethel jug face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a jug face of myself if anybody knows how to make a jug.
I like jugs on my face. How about you, Monica? What are your thoughts?
I was like, why does Darian hate me so much?
Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
Like, where in the world is a pit that dictates the law of religion to you?
It's a movie.
Oh my God! Because he always picks apart all the movies we like, so I'm going to pick apart. this
Okay,
movie.
let's hear it.
Like, come on.
Did you like the brother, the way he looked?
The runner was good looking.
All
That's
right
it.
then. We're gonna
Oh,
cut you off.
we
Yeah.
did glaze over what happened to the grandpa, remember?
Yeah.
He was a mute because he had also done the
Right.
same thing she did.
Right.
Yeah.
But he
He
survived.
did it, and they poisoned him.
Yes.
So that
Yeah, he's a mute.
So that's
they
not
were
so
they
bad.
were gonna do the same to her.
I mean, I got nothing to say to these fucking people anyway. So,
No.
and if it gets me my own RV away from the community there, then
It might be
fuck
worth
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's privacy.
I do say that the last scene where they slit her
So
throat,
hateful. How am I hateful, Connor? How am I hateful?
that was a good scene.
That was.
Like you weren't even expecting them to show that, and
Right.
when they did it, it was like,
When they
That was pretty cool.
when they slit the
the
fat guy's
special
throat. too.
effects was good on
That was
it.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you say the fat guy from this movie, you know who I picture?
Who?
The fat guy from Butterfly Effects.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Oh.
American History X.
No,
Isn't it-
is he the same guy?
I don't know. He might be.
Maybe.
That dude is shredded now.
I
Have you seen him?
know. He's like across.
He's like the
mother-
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Boom. I think it's a pretty good movie.
I do too.
It's worth watching. I got it on Tubi TV. If anybody wants to check it out,
That's where I watched it.
Streaming now for free. Definitely worth a watch. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
Got boobies at the beginning.
There is boobies. I don't know if I care for them. And
Yeah.
if you know the context of the boobies, it takes
Away
like
from everything.
3 points off the boobies.
Yeah.
You yelled at
I didn't know
Monica.
I didn't know they were brother and sister at first.
Well, no,
That's the point.
whole
Yeah.
That's the point. Because you get to the one scene and she's like, "Where's your brother at?" And then he comes out and you're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
shit. Damn.
that's what we're doing, huh?"
I just
Yeah.
like kept
That's what
thinking in
they're doing.
my head that, for hillbillies, like, why isn't there like hairy legs sprouting through her white tie?
I'm sure that. I'm
And,
sure,
ooh,
You know,
she
for a
must
minute-
Yeah.
look stinky.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Sean Young looked ragged.
Oh,
in
yeah,
this
she
one.
did.
This was not a good show for Sean
Do you
Young
remember
fans.
her from that movie? Was it called White Trash with Jason London?
Not off the top of my
Where
head.
they rob the like KFC or something fast food chain,
I don't think
and
so.
that chick you guys like, from what was it? Joe Dirt. What's her name?
Oh, Jamie Presley?
Yeah.
Yes, she's
yeah.
in it. She plays the girlfriend, and it's called White Trash, and Sean Young's the mom.
Oh boy, was she even trashier in that one?
Yeah.
Because she was pretty bad in this
That
one.
was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
movie.
Nice.
I'm a Jamie Presley fan. Oh,
I was Ace Ventura. Sean Young in that one.
oh yeah, yeah.
Mildly
yeah.
bangable.
Oh, compared to this, definitely.
Yes.
This
Well,
is
wasn't
rugged.
she in that other 80s movie? What was
It's
it?
another.
Kiss Before Dying or some shit.
There's another.
She
The
was good in
Crying
her
Game.
days.
Crying Game.
She
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
out to be a guy, I think.
Yeah, she was good in her day.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
yeah. Good run.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, she's still out. She's still working, so that's good. Doesn't look good in this one though.
No, purposely. I think.
But she's
Almost like 80.
yeah. No.
No.
She's playing a white trash,
She fit the role perfectly.
hostile mom.
Yeah.
So, what is attractive about that? I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not much into hostile
White trash moms? Me
Yeah.
neither.
No.
That's not something I go to on YouPorn.
No,
on a regular
definitely not.
basis.
Hey, you know what I really
I
want
know.
right now?
I know. I'm trash. Connor, you're not trash.
No,
Jesus
Connor.
Christ,
Oh,
man.
My goodness.
I don't want to have to yell at you too, young lady. But if you
Yeah.
don't
Like a
stop
roof
talking,
over your head.
if you don't stop talking about yourself like that, then I'm going to.
Hi, Mike.
I'm going to put my pirate coat on or something. I don't know what
Hey,
I'm
what's
going
up,
to
Mike?
do. Mike's in the house. What's up, dude?
Woo!
All right, guys. Well, that was Jugface from 2013.
Jugface.
I give it a recommend. I say check it.
do too.
Let's give it a 5-skull review. Monica, go.
3.
What? That's actually high. That's the high for her.
Yeah.
Buddy, what do you think?
6.2.
It's 1 to 5.
Yeah,
for
1
knucklehead.
to 5 skull head.
6.2.
It's 1 to
I
5.
don't want to know how big your penis is. You
Oh,
I think I got you beat.
4.2.
I think I got
he's
him beat.
saying 4 skulls.
Okay.
Or-
I am also going to come in at 4 skulls.
yeah, I really like this one.
I dug it quite a bit. There is boobies. There is some gore. It's left kind of ambiguous as to what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on with the pit. Why, Connor, I swear to fucking God, Connor, if you don't stop it, I'm going to.
We're gonna come over there and spank you.
I will take my shirt off. Is that what you want? No.
She's like, yes.
No, you do not want that. I'd say give it a while. I'm going to come in at 4 skulls on this one. It's a pretty good show.
Isn't there a Geico commercial with them?
Well,
I'm sure it is.
With Darren taking his shirt off?
No, like what you were just doing.
Oh.
All right. This is getting silly. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We're going to wrap the live feed now. PaddedRoomPodcast.com is where you find the rest of the show. This is actually just a small fraction of the entire show that we do every week. You can, if you want to watch this again, you can find it on YouTube, right about there. Other than that, I think that's all we got on the week, right? Join us next month. We're going to be doing
Anime horror.
We have a
Vampire
Hunter D
Hunter D.
next week here in the padded room.
Oh,
Alrighty.
coincidence that rhymes with your name.
Whose name?
Your name,
It doesn't-
Master D.
It doesn't rhyme with my name. It starts with the same letter.
That's what I mean, Vampire D.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining us. We'll see you next week with Vampire Hunter D.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching. All right.
This is variant Mike. Okay.
Good show.
You gotta figure
What the hell is up with Connor?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Really,
There might be some issues there.